Zack got arrested for Jeremiah's murder, and Fatima walked out on him. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review of Life with Chelsea for Tyler Perry's Zatima Season 3, Episode 11. Okay, y'all, so first things first, let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Look, I got a question before we start about this review. Do y'all think that Fatima made the right decision by walking out on Zack? What are y'all thoughts? Let me know down below. Because I had already been seeing, before they aired this episode, y'all know they had already dropped some of the clips. But I had already been seeing comments where some people feel like Fatima did the right thing because Zack always doing something before thinking. He didn't consider her. He didn't consider their baby or anything like that. Other people, however, feel as if Fatima is always running. They feel like the fact that he's in there because he was protecting her is enough for her to been on stage. That she should stay because he did that for her. What are y'all thoughts? Let me know down below. I'm conflicted. I had to cut part of that out. What was I saying? Oh, I was saying I'm conflicted because on one hand, I understand why she walked out because everybody literally told you not to do it. And then she was trying to tell you everything that happened. Now I understand you being upset. I understand you want to protect your future wife, your kid, because she could have lost y'all baby or whatever. So I understand that part. But then on the other side of things is the fact that you be doing too much. People did tell you to stop. They did tell you not to do it. You chose to do it. Then he sitting up in here, he over here threatening the doggone cop. And I said, I don't think that's gonna help you, but I said, hopefully after all this, he finally learns his lesson because this storyline getting old. Don't y'all think? Zack going to jail? How many times Zack done been to jail since his character came on the doggone screen? I don't know. But also, I was gonna ask y'all, that cop dude, the bald one, the bald one. The one, wasn't he on Sisters? I don't think he had on uniform then, though. I don't know. He might have did. But yeah, wasn't he on Sisters? But yeah, it's a continuation of episode 10. Y'all know at the end of that episode, Zack was getting arrested. So on this episode, Zack ends up getting arrested for Jeremiah's murder because, they was shocked. They was trying to figure out, what's going on because he didn't stick around. They got him up out of there. But yeah, he ends up getting arrested for Jeremiah's murder, and they just gonna tell them what she said. Y'all arresting the wrong person. Then she told them spin the block and come back and get Fatima. Another thing I just noticed is the cop dude. I said, is he even allowed to question Zack? I thought the detectives supposed to come in there and question him. I don't know, y'all. I don't know how it go, but yeah. He ends up asking Zack, questioning him, asking what happened. Zack was like, he need his lawyer. He wasn't saying nothing. He just kept getting smart with the cop or whatever. So then, what the dude say? He was like, so you gonna beat me up too or something like that? He was like, take the cuss off and see what I could do. I said, now Zack, really? But yeah, he ends up saying again that he need his lawyer, so the dude left or whatever. What else happened? Belinda ends up talking to Nate saying that she wants her money. She was basically saying that whole scene was about her saying, one, she don't care about Jeremiah. She don't care if he make it. She don't care what he got going on. And two, she just want her money. She just want her money, and she wants Nate to get it back or whatever. Fatima ends up getting a call from the director at the funeral home. What was he saying? Like, what was he? Because he was about to say something about he got a notification or somebody told him. Something he said. I can't remember exactly what he said. And I was like, did he find out about Zack or what? But yeah, he ends up calling her basically to say, talk about Miss Gladys's funeral, the casket, all that stuff. So Fatima was asking him, how much would he charge for to hold it for 2 weeks or something like that. And he was like, well, you know how they do, y'all. Y'all know they can't never sit up here. And I ain't just talking about, the funeral homes and stuff like that. For me, I feel like it's certain businesses that do stuff like that. They'll be like, call for a price or something like that. And then you ask them, they be over here going in circles. What you going in circles for? The price range, at least that. If you can't tell me a direct price, the price range. So why is you over here, it's going this and that, I don't know, or whatever. So they end up basically saying that, I can't remember, she said she was going to call him back or he was going to call her back with the information. Angela ends up stopping by to see Fatima or whatever, and Fatima ends up just talking to her and confiding in her about Zack, about how she wishes that Zack would have listened or whatever. So then Angela ends up telling her, there's a video of Zack beating Jeremiah. Do she want to see it? I said, that would have, if he actually had died, that would have been, wouldn't that be evidence? Preston was looking for Zack because he wanted to sign the paperwork. I'm thinking he was talking about, for them all to be partners or whatever. But yeah, he was saying how he was looking for him. Bryce was like, he didn't know where he was at. So he went to the house. Or whatever, and that's when Dejo knows the tale, talking about some doggone. He got arrested. He went to jail. Preston was basically questioning her about what happened or whatever, and she ends up saying she heard something about somebody named Jeremiah. He murdered somebody named Jeremiah. He was like, his brother. She was like, oh, his brother. She started flipping out or whatever. But I said, you know what? I said, I bet that's still not enough for her to stop pushing up on Zack. It never is. It never is. But yeah, Preston ends up calling Fatima to ask, about Zack. Is it true? She was like, yeah, or whatever. So he was like, he want to come see him. And she was like, she's there now. Just let her handle it or whatever. So he was like, okay. But y'all know he's supposed to go see him anyways. Nate and Tony ended up meeting up at the barbershop. They was just talking about Belinda and how she wants her rent money back. They was talking about everything in regards to Jeremiah and Zack. And Nate ends up asking Tony if he could have his spot back on the couch. He said, yeah, but basically he got to get himself together. And there was a part in their conversation that I wanted to bring up because I wanted to know if it was going to be a future storyline or what. But Nate and Tony, I think they was talking about, Nate was implying that he spent the whole night there with Jeremiah or whatever. He couldn't leave him, all this other crap. So Tony was like, how long did you really stay? I think he said 46 minutes. And he was like, but Connie really did stay. And he said, I think he said she went home because she wanted to get some rest or something like that. And then they brought up how she been tired a lot lately. And I said, do y'all think she going to be pregnant or what? I know, allegedly, they had already leaked the little photo of the girl that's supposed to be Tony and Connie's daughter or whatever. But they haven't addressed it yet. But we in the second half of season 3, so maybe they will. So we'll see. But yeah, they were saying how she been tired a lot lately. And I said, will she be pregnant? Mr. Tyrone ends up coming out, basically showing Tony and Nate, or telling them how they got beat up or whatever. Then tells that Zack went to jail for murdering Jeremiah or whatever. And they was shocked. So they didn't know either. So Fatima finally gets the chance to go in to talk to Zack, and she asked him, was it worth it? Was it worth it? He still, he has no regrets, sound like to me. So basically, he was like, he knew what the chances were because she ends up revealing that, it's true, Jeremiah's dead and all this other stuff. And he was like, he knew what the chances were, but he had to protect his family. And she was like, she told you she was good, and you did it anyway. You didn't listen to nobody. But after he said, he knew what the chances were, he had to do what he had to do to protect his family, he gonna say he thinks that all he needs is one juror. He just need one juror or whatever. He thinks the jury will understand why he did what he did. And I don't think it worked like that. But yeah, I was like, I don't think it worked like that, Zack. But yeah, Fatima was basically trying to tell him the same thing. She don't think it worked like that, whatever. He should have thought before he acted. And I said, exactly. Why I said exactly like that? But she tells him that he didn't love her enough to consider the baby or whatever. She then tells him she not doing this anymore. She get up to leave. And I said, no. And she was saying she can't do this anymore. And she ends up walking out on him. But again, I ask y'all thoughts on this. How do y'all feel about this? What do y'all think about her walking out on him? What do y'all think about the storyline where he keeps getting arrested? Now, I do know that they be saying that they happen in real life about how somebody try to turn their life around and then a lot of stuff pops up to try to stop them or whatever. But I said, after this, hopefully he don't get into no more trouble. But we'll see. That's it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, this is her girl. Rest of the day and be safe.